Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today's story is an ancient story from Greece, and it is about jealousy. It is called Daedalus and Icarus, and it goes like this. Daedalus was a well-known craftsman and inventor. He was known all over Greece, and everybody wanted to have him work on his building or a landmark or an invention. He always came up with the most brilliant ideas. But one day, one of his apprentices, actually his nephew called Talus, also started to amaze everybody with his talents. And instead of being proud of his own, people that he had trained, he was unbearably jealous. So jealous that in cold blood, he lured him up onto the roof of a very high building and he pushed him over. So he died. He killed his own nephew. Now the court of Athens, of course, was abhorred and banished him for life. So Daedalus fled to Crete, the island of Crete, where King Minos, a cruel king, was king. But he thought that that king probably would like to have the most famous inventor of Greece in his, working for him. So Daedalus arrived in Crete, and the first thing that the king wanted him to do was to make a lair for the Minotaur. The Minotaur is sort of a mythical creature, half human and half bull. Horrible, mean creature. And Daedalus designed an underground labyrinth. It's actually famous. Labyrinth, where you go and you cannot find it, all these dead ends, you cannot find your way out. And they sent the Minotaur in there. But every year, an offering to the Minotaur would be made, and young men and women from Athens were, sacrificed, told to go into the labyrinth, and then they would meet their death there. Until, Daedalus was rewarded by the king for this great invention and other inventions. And eventually he fell in love with a lady of Crete who bore him a son called Icarus 1 year later. Daedalus was very happy and contented at that time. But then many, many years later, a great Greek hero called Theseus came, and he went into the labyrinth and he fought with the Minotaur and he killed the Minotaur. That's a whole fifth room story, but that's what he did. The king was furious, and Daedalus immediately hid away with his son as he feared for his life, and he feared the fury of the king. So he thought hard and long about how could they possibly escape Crete, because they know if they would go by boat, then there would be some soldier of the king that would be guarding the boats and they would be caught. So he figured the only way he could leave was by air. And after thinking long and long and long, he decided to make wings. And so he made wings of feathers glued together with wax. And it was a huge job, long, painstaking work, but eventually Daedalus finished it and approved it. And he strapped one of the set of wings to his son, Icarus, and he strapped the other one onto himself. And they went onto a high mountain cliff, in Crete, said a prayer. And Daedalus said to his son, "Make sure you do not go too high, otherwise the sun will scorch your wings. And also make sure you do not soar too low, because then the spray of the sea will make your wings wet. Just do as I do, just follow me." So they jumped off that cliff, and lo and behold, it worked. They flew. It was fantastic. And Icarus, the son, was so thrilled and excited that he totally forgot about what his father told him. And he went higher and higher and higher, until all of a sudden he felt burning wax running down his arm. And he started screaming. And then it was too late, because he was losing his feathers and he was going down and down and down. And Daedalus could do nothing but see how his son fell down into the water, spluttered, and eventually drowned. This was the way the gods punished Daedalus for murdering his nephew. Now Daedalus made it to safety with the wings, but he lived the rest of his life with a broken heart that not even he could fix. The message from this story is obvious. Jealousy just gets you into loads of trouble. Instead, just be happy. Just rejoice in the happiness of the other person. Thank you.